Oh, I definitely am, especially with the clouds coming in. We are sitting here, or I am sitting here, with K4CO Radio's Vice President, Miss Sarah Duke. How's it going, Sarah?
Hi, good evening. Happy Friday is right. Oh my goodness. It's still Memorial Day week, right? Did it happen this Monday?
I think so.
When everything gets compiled into 4 days, it just feels, oh my gosh, what
I've been
just
off
happened?
all week. Yeah.
It's been kind of weird. It does. Like trash is weird. The whole world just goes berserk on holiday.
That it has.
But yes.
Well, we definitely we have a wonderful interview. That's why we're breaking in. Just waiting for our producers, to give us a thumbs up, which he just did. So I'm going to do a little bit of an introduction. We have members here from Women's Adventure Club. It's a nonprofit organization providing women with life-changing opportunities for connection, adventure, and wellness. And that being said, I'm going to leave it to the women right now. Sarah, who do we have here in the studio?
I do love it. Well, before we launch to these lovely ladies, I need a little asterisk. Yeah. It's copywritten that I can say this. We are a part of a chamber, the South Metro Denver Chamber, and they have a Shark Tank every year. And I stepped in kind of last minute to be a shark, and I'm so thrilled that happened. I had no idea what was about to go down. And so you have 4 sharks with 4 nonprofits that are on stage. And we were so blessed with amazing 4 nonprofits, but this lovely Kaylene stood up there and launched into her backstory and made it very specific how we as a radio station could partner with what they're doing, and so inspiring for women and what you've done in a relatively short period of time with a business. I'm like, this woman is a flippin' powerhouse. So I was like, I want her. How do I do this? And bam.
And I could tell being in the audience that it's just like, I knew where you're going to go for. I'm just like, yep, all right, sounds good.
Because I knew we were going to start fighting over her, which was what, because another gentleman lifted up the microphone, was like, and I'm like, no.
No one wants to fight with you.
Well, true.
Yeah,
that is true. I mean, and so here we are. So with that, Kaylene, tell us a little bit about you, how the Women's Club has come to fruition, and start with that.
Okay. Hey everyone, Kaylene Macias. The Women's Adventure Club really just started for me to just, I guess, reclaim my sanity and for my own mental health. If you backtrack a little bit from where we are now, a couple of years ago, I was just very deep in motherhood, had 3 young children, and I just was very unhappy. And I didn't know at the time that I was really struggling with mental health. I just thought I was messed up and I couldn't really find a solution for that. What was going on was I was having these constant nightmares of just watching my kids die over and over and over again all night long. And I didn't tell any doctors about that because I was always an avid dreamer, so I didn't say anything. But that happened the day I became a mom for the first time. I started having those nightmares and I just continued having them. And then after I had my second child, I remember them putting him on my chest, and I just felt so disconnected from him. Like like there wasn't like that love that you're supposed to feel. It's just like, huh, okay. And then you smile for the camera and, you know, life goes on. But I just never, I truly never felt love for that kid, which is awful. But that's just where I was at. And again, I didn't tell anybody because I don't want people to think I'm a monster. You know,
It's not something you want to share.
No, it's not something you feel comfortable talking about,
Right.
really. So that was just really bad. And it just got worse as the years went by. And then by the time I had my third kid, which was, you know, my last kid, but everything really just started coming crashing down for me mentally. There was zero sleep at all during the day. And there was, I didn't know what an intrusive thought was at the time, but I was just bombarded with those of throw your kid out the window, or they're better off without you. You shouldn't be a mom. Any time that I ever prepped dinner or did the dishes, if I ever held a knife in my hand, it was terrifying because I had these horrible thoughts that said, like, end your life now or end your kids every single time I touched that, which made it terrifying to prepare food for my family because these thoughts would just consume me and made me feel like a monster. So that's what was going on with me personally, where, again, I hid it because I was so ashamed. And it wasn't until my sister came to visit where she, one, could recognize the signs of a mental health crisis, which I'm very thankful that she can recognize that because I was hiding it. Not that I knew it was a mental health crisis, but I was hiding it because I was so ashamed, but she could recognize it. And she just sat me down, telling me that she loved me, but she could see that I wasn't me, that something was really going on. And once she helped me feel really safe that I could express my feelings and I could tell her about these intrusive thoughts, I could tell her about these nightmares that at that point had gotten so bad that I never slept, period. They would just go about 10 times a night. These nightmares would just repeat over and over and over again. And I could tell her all of it. And then she told me she loved me. She grabbed my hand and she got on the phone and called a mental health hotline immediately. And then I got some help. So I know that's a long story, but that is the preface of why the Women's Adventure Club is what it is. Because as I was like 5 months into treatment for postpartum psychosis, which is what I had and I didn't know I had, my therapist gave me a challenge and he said, I really want you to start making friends. You don't have any and you need a support network. And then he told me, you also need to go spend some time in the sun. You need to get that vitamin D. You need to be in the sunshine. And then I was also told to start exercising and start moving my body, which those aren't really hard things to do, but when you're so deep in depression and struggling for your mental health, it's just really overwhelming. And I didn't know how to accomplish that. That was just too many things to figure out how to do. And it wasn't until I thought, you know what if I can combine all three together? What if I could find a way to start working out outside instead of at a gym? And what if I can find women to do it with me? And what if I could make it be fun and engaging that they would want to be with me and that I could bribe them to come. And so that's what I decided to do. And, you know, Anne came to the very, very first event. She was there. Yep. She took the bribe to show up. She was there.
And keep showing up.
And she stood by my side the whole time. So really what happened was I just started hosting these once a week events for us to just get outside and to start being active, just be in the sun. And basically, I just wanted to get my homework done that my therapist told me to do. And we did that. And we did it for a while, a pretty long time. And I could tell you the difference was pretty night and day. My husband noticed it first for me, where he could see how I really started to smile more and how I would get out of bed every day, which was new for me. I would typically just be so depressed and stuck in bed, but he would see me getting up and getting out of bed and getting ready for the day, getting dressed. Some big triumphs for me were being able to finally have those intrusive thoughts come and I could just say, that's just a passing thought, goodbye. And I could just push it aside. And I no longer had that I didn't have that identify me as a person. It was just a thought. It doesn't claim me. It doesn't own me, and goodbye. And that was really cool. The first time I could be able to say that happened. And then of course, the most amazing thing was I could stand physical touch again, which I don't know if I mentioned that before, but that was something I couldn't handle when I was in the thick of it. I couldn't handle being hugged by my kids. I hated it. It would send me in a panic. And I didn't understand it, but I just couldn't hold my kids. And the fact that I could be able to go from such a dark place to a place of being able to hold my kids, to start feeling love for my son, which I hadn't felt in a long time. That was really life-changing for our family, and it made a huge impact. And the fact that I had all these friends that I could be able to be talking with and being able to socialize, that just made a huge difference. And so the whole origin of the Women's Adventure Club was me saying, hey, this was amazing for me. How can we make it be amazing for other women too? And then that was us coming together and strategizing, how can we build something to mimic this for all of the women that participate with us? And that's what we've done.
I love your story. And I truly resonated with that completely. As a woman, I so appreciate the authenticness that you bring to the table. And especially when it comes to mental health and postpartum depression, it is so normal that women go through that. I mean, you are so, at least my experience was, you have that high when you're giving birth and oh my gosh, and then that gets depleted and you go, holy crap, what do I do now?
This sucks.
And it's like, and it's so common, but it's not talked about. And I so appreciate that you are like, no, this is what happened and here's what I did about it. You are giving the permission for every woman out there that has any mental health, any depression, any postpartum, anything, to get through it and to know that you have a support system. That's amazing that you're doing that for women. And it's okay. I want women to know that it's okay to feel that, because it is very normal, and talk about it. You are not alone. There's so many women. Literally, I just had this conversation shortly with another guest. We all go through that. So I love that you've done this.
Thank you.
For yourself and for all of these other women. Sorry, we love you dudes too, but it's the Women's Adventure Club.
Well, I love the adventure part too, because it's amazing how much activity has to do with mental health. I mean, if you're sitting around, all day or something like that, that has no good on your mental health, and actually getting up, getting out, getting, movement. So I love the adventure aspect of this.
Of course. And I'd love for you to tell us about you. What brought you, to the first event?
The first event.
Yes.
My name's Sevilla. I am married to a man that was in the Navy. So I spent a lot of time just living 2 years in one place. And I learned, especially when I had kids, to get out of the house was to try to find a group to meet up with, either to get the kids to the park, go for a run, just push the stroller. We got here in Colorado in 2020, and I really couldn't find a group that was doing that kind of thing. There's a lot of super competitive groups out there. There's a lot of groups that have really little children, and my children at that point were in elementary age. And I saw, I would just get on every time we went to a new duty station or a new town, I'd get on Facebook and see, okay, where can I find a match? Where can I find a match? And I really hadn't found a match. Had been to a couple different events on Facebook groups out there. And I saw Kaylene had posted something about Parker, Colorado women's running. And I was like, well, shoot, why not? I haven't been to this part of town before. It's all women. So maybe we can commiserate together, because I think it was February. So it wasn't even
February
nice
11th.
weather.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
It was.
Okay.
Yeah. So it was
cold.
It was a test of wills in
Yes.
many ways to get out there. It's hard to put yourself out there,
Yes.
when you don't know anybody. So
We were all strangers.
We
at
all
that first
were.
event.
We
It was
were.
me and 8 women, and none of us knew each other.
I love that.
It was
Yeah.
literally me going onto the internet and just being like, anybody want to hang out with me and come for a jog?
and how do you get 8 people in the first time? That's amazing.
Yeah.
Really.
I mean,
it can be very intimidating when you walk into a room, and I'm like, with the gym, I'm like, once the shoes go on, I've committed. And when I go to a networking event, and sometimes it's really hard, I'm like, just put out your hand and the rest is history. And and you take that first step. You do the impossible. Angela, I'm stealing your word from the American Ninja Warrior that we were just talking about. Do the impossible, because nothing is ever impossible. So, and when was this first event in February? Was this A
2
year?
years ago.
2022?
No,
2023.
23.
2023.
Yeah, it's 2
Yeah.
years. Mhm.
Okay.
Okay. So it started in Parker.
Mm-hmm.
Started in Parker, and
Okay,
we did
right.
this once a week meetup. We did that for a year before we
think so.
went into become a nonprofit. And,
And
so
it stayed with running. What every week, what kind of adventures would you be doing?
We've run, we would hike. We've met in smaller groups to paddleboard when the weather was nicer, obviously.
we originated as running.
Mhm.
And I hadn't run for years. And we just started running, working towards a race. So we're all meeting once a week
Yeah.
to train for a race. We did that for 5 months. And then we finished that race. Wonderful. And we kept getting more and more women coming. It wasn't just the 8.
No, yeah.
More just came by a word of mouth. And then they're like, let's pick another race. We're like, okay. And so
Yep.
then we trained for a half marathon together, and we had other women come and do it. And we did that. And that was great. Then Michelle, who's our vice president, she said, let's do a 14er. So we did a 14er together.
Yep.
And that was, Michelle was great at advocating for, like, let's try something outside of running.
Yeah.
Let's just try to be adventurous and get
Yeah.
out there. And so that kind of opened up
A
the
whole
Pandora's
new
box
world.
of
Yeah,
fun
it
for
did.
us. And we just started adding more and more. And so many women were joining. It was another thing that we thought, ooh, we've hit something special. Women
Yeah.
love this.
Right.
This is not sustainable as just a little tiny meetup club. We
Yeah.
got to do something about it.
Yeah.
And that's a year into it. We became a nonprofit, and now we're a year into being a
And
nonprofit.
a year into that.
Yeah. And we
Wow,
got
it's really blossomed.
1,300 members.
I know.
It's really
That's
blossomed.
And so it's been 1,300 since the very first day, or since you
Mhm.
all have been a
Since the
nonprofit?
first day.
Okay.
Mhm.
Do you know how incredible that is? I'm just throwing that
No.
out there. That
Reality.
it's very incredible. Like I've been in the nonprofit world for many decades
Yeah.
now, and it's hard. Like starting a business, but a nonprofit has a whole new kick to it. It's like, what's a 501c3 and 501c6? What's the difference? And bylaws? What is that all
I
about?
hated the bylaws.
And it can be really daunting. And you like the first conversation, you're like, yeah, I've written about 40 grants. I'm like, who are you? Like that in itself, you usually hire a grant writer to do all of this. You're like, no, I'm the CEO and the founder, and I'm at all these events. I'm getting all these women and a grant writer. And I'm like, and you started the whole shebang. That's very inspiring and very hard to do. So just that feat alone.
Thank you.
And now you have 1,300 women, which is absolutely amazing.
Mhm.
And it's all over the state. You really have blossomed. So the people that are listening, it's in Parker.
Mhm.
And what other cities are you now in?
So of course we originated in Parker, but now we have members. We are in all across Highlands Ranch and Littleton, Lakewood, Centennial, Denver, Aurora,
Castle Rock.
Colorado Springs.
I would say, yeah, dipping down into Monument.
We're
Colorado
dipping down
Springs.
there.
Yeah.
We got gals out east, out in Kiowa and Elizabeth.
Mhm.
It's spreading.
It is. I know.
amazing.
It's spreading fast.
Every time someone signs up, I'm like, wow, that's a long drive for you, but awesome. I
Yeah.
appreciate that.
But
But they
I
keep
love
coming
it.
back.
I know.
They keep
I love it.
Keep coming back.
Exactly. Well, I want to launch into because there's so much that you have. I mean, so you have free events, special events, team training. I mean, I don't know where you want to start because it's all absolutely fabulous. So for those of you just tuning in, go to womensadventureclub.org. I mean, all of them are amazing. Like your free events are pretty fabulous.
Let's start with team training.
Team
because
training?
We have
Awesome.
so
Sounds
much
good.
happening in June.
June is
And
such a
Anne
big
is just a
month.
genius with this. So I want her to tell us
Okay.
all about our team training.
Oh gosh, yes. For the longest time, we were the coaches of everything. And then probably starting in the beginning of 2025, it's like, let's branch out and try something else other than running. Kind of like how the birth of the whole thing was. Like, let's try 14er training. Let's try. Last summer, we did start with 5K and 10K training. And then we had Manitou Incline training, which was a huge success.
It
I think we had
was.
12 women
It's awesome.
both times do it. And the second time that was in like mid-November. So they were dodging snow and ice on that one. So coming into 2025, it's like, well, where can we go from here? Like, Colorado really is a gold mine of amazing things to do. So we are going to launch into a triathlon training group. We have road biking. We have a 14er training program, which is pretty cool. So they're going to take women every weekend and train them to go and summit. Is it Sherman?
No, they're going to do Grays and Tories.
So they're not getting one, they're going to get two.
Nice.
Yeah.
And when you say they're doing training, so explain to me for the 14er. So the lead up to Grays and Tories, is that actually going to a 14er? Are you doing smaller hikes? What does that look like?
They're going to start off with smaller hikes in the beginning. And then as they progress, granted, they're going to be working on getting gain, and then they're going to go into the high country. And I do believe that we have a free event of a 14er that is in the concurrence with that training. So they will be encouraged to go and give that a try if they think that they're ready for that.
So team training, actually, we will have a coach there with you.
Oh, yes.
That's motivating you.
Yes.
I really need that in my life.
Don't we all?
Yes. Get out of bed. You can do it.
Please. I need one still.
Here's your toothbrush. It'll be a great day. It's like, truly, I have like Instagram posts that we all share. It's like, it's going to be a lovely day. I'm like, I needed that today. We all need a coach. So that's,
we're trying, these programs are all they're all very approachable. And I know when we say 14er, mountain biking, road biking,
crazy.
It sounds crazy and it sounds very intimidating. And what we're trying to do, we're trying to make fitness be very different within our organization. Because I think a lot of times you think exercise fitness, our culture is just inundated with that, meaning that your body's not strong enough, you're not slim enough, you're not fast enough, you're not good enough. And we are trying to push that whole narrative aside and say, this is fitness for your mind. This is movement for your mental health.
Love it.
We do not care about pace. This is not competitive. This is about building friendships together while you take on a fun challenge together. Just have fun. You will get better, but it's not about being the best, being the fastest. It's just about having a team.
It's like 90% camaraderie and 10% the event, honestly. Like the relationships that these women build with each other last.
Nice.
We have many repeat customers in our training programs, and they are excited to see each other each time and motivate each other each time. Wow. So it's kind of like having coaches helpers along the way too, because the coach is there to just guide and support, but the women are the ones supporting each other and getting them out of bed in the morning. I mean, we have text threads that just blow up all the time. I had to silence mine because it was starting for tomorrow's training program, because they really love to communicate with each other and make sure like, hey, are we going to be here, at 8:00? Let's be ready. Is it going to rain? Should we be prepared for that? So I think that is the beautiful thing of it, that you get. It's not just climbing the mountain and finishing the race, but it's just the friendships that you get out of it.
And sorry to say, the chats are really fun. I love watching the chats because they start out with like, everyone's kind of really nervous. Everyone's just a little bit like, hi, this is me. I'm really nervous about doing this. And you just see as the program kind of starts to progress, everyone starts to come out of their shell, and people are like sharing memes and GIFs. I never say it right. Whatever. Everyone just starts just being really silly and being themselves. And that's when we're like, yes!
And there's inside jokes.
And they're not big teams. We keep the teams small. We keep them, and we do that on purpose. Not that we couldn't, sell more tickets. That's not the purpose. The purpose is to have small groups where you're connecting with each other, and we want you to find your new best friend here with us. And
how small? How many people?
Depends on the program. 6 to 12 is where we're at. So,
okay. So for those of you that are listening, because I'm on the website right now, if you want to do anything this summer, you need to do it now. So I'm just going to because this is what I'm looking at Women's Adventure Club. You have a 5K trail running that's sold out. The mountain biking is sold out, but don't worry. There is more that you can get involved with. Road biking, there's one spot left that's going on in June. The Peak Pursuit, I love that. This is what we were just talking about, right? With the 14ers, there's one spot left for that. So for all of you that are like, I'm on the edge, well, there's one spot. I'm just saying. The Sprint Triathlon, Holy Potatoes, 2 spots left. 10K trail running, the Manitou Incline, 2 spots left. Oh, no. I see sold out and 2 spots left. So
the summer one just sold out last night. Okay. And then we have one for the fall that we just put up. And so those ones, you can sign up for that one.
Okay. I see. Awesome. Okay. And one in September. So women, get off your tushies. And when I say that, I'm talking to myself.
Let's go.
I say it every day. I was telling Kaylene, I was like, I've never done the Manitou Incline. And it's true
You
story.
need to do it.
I know. Well, I was going to go with a friend actually this weekend, and she
Mhm.
just bailed. And I'm like, I need to be a part of a group that's doing
Yes.
this.
We
Well,
do it as a
motivate
free
me.
event, I think.
We don't have one scheduled yet.
Not yet, but
Yeah,
we need
don't
to.
do it in the summer. We wait
Yeah,
till the
it's too
fall.
hot in the summer.
I mean, this is amazing. So,
Yeah.
and I know you keep them small, which is great. I agree.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of build that camaraderie. So you have the free, sometimes you pay depending on what you guys are doing. You're doing a rafting trip this summer,
Yeah.
which is amazing. I mean, gals, this is incredible. You get to go biking, mountain climbing, trail running. I mean, Manitou Sprint. You can do
We did go
whatever
rock
you
climbing
want.
last month. That
Yes.
was very fun.
Mhm.
Nice.
And then
That's
I
a lot
did
of fun.
tubing and cross country skiing over the winter. So,
Mhm.
and it's like Kaylene said, it's no pressure. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like you get intimidated when you see these names of the, sprint triathlon. Like, that sounds intimidating, but we have two amazing
Yes.
coaches that are leading this who are very well qualified. And they were like, we can take you from not even swimming to finishing a triathlon.
Wow. Okay, I might have to look into that. Because that is intimidating
Yeah,
coming
it
from it. I
is.
am like, oh wow, what can I do?
Yeah, you don't have to
I-
even know how to run.
Nope.
You don't even have to have ever swum in your life, because we're taking out that competition
Right.
factor. Because we
Right.
think a lot of times in life, oh, if you don't have experience, then you don't qualify. And it's like, no, it's there for your joy to just move.
Of course.
And so go experience it. Go have fun.
Yeah.
You will learn how to swim. You will learn how to jog and walk and run and jog and walk and run. However it works for you, and just
I love it.
make fun.
I said this last night. It's not about the destination, it's about the journey.
Mhm.
And it is so true. It is. It's about the camaraderie, and like whatever you can do is amazing. How many coaches total do you have right now? Do you know kind of ballpark?
Ballpark, because I'm interviewing 2 more this week.
Of course you are.
Of course I am.
This is what you're
I know, I'm
doing
gonna have
is
to list.
growing. It's like
Should we do some shout outs to our awesome
I mean, it's growing exponentially, which I can't like wrap my head around how quickly you all are growing. I mean, that's an insight to who you all are and how many women are going, oh, I need to go do this like right now.
I'm counting 10.
10
think,
roughly. And
roughly.
you're interviewing 2 more.
2 more this coming week.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So for those that are listening, for the women that want to go, that I'm in my world saying, I want to go climb a 14er, and I would love women to go do that. But you also are looking for more coaches
Mhm.
as well.
Yes.
So I'm just throwing that out there to cast a little bit of a net. So
Yes, thank you.
you are so welcome.
Thank you.
For those that want to be a coach, how would they go to the website?
Go to the website and look
Okay.
for Ann Sevilla Training Programs Director. I have an email there, and just shoot me an email.
Sounds
Tell me
great.
what
There's
you-
also
Okay.
the page on the website where it says get involved on it, about us, get involved. And then it has like coaches, coach with us. On there, we just list everything out for all of our coaches, what you need to know, what the programs are like, how to get involved, the whole application process. So it's all there. We'd love to have you. We are expanding our program repertoire to just things that women like doing outside. So if you're into yoga, send us an application.
Maybe
We'd love
that'll
to
happen.
Maybe
Yeah.
that'll happen. We're just wanting to find new ways to get women
Nice.
outside,
Yeah.
having fun, moving their bodies.
Very cool. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's really open to anyone and anything as far as
Let's-
it's athletic-ish.
Yeah, as long as you are actively moving your
Moving.
body and you're
Okay.
working
Yep.
with other women and you're outside, like those are our three pillars. If it fits that, let's explore some ideas.
I love
Oh,
it.
bring
Okay.
it
So
on.
again, the website is womensadventureclub.org. So on the far left, you have all the tabs. So about us, and you can go to the contact us. It's on the bottom there, and also get involved. What Kaylene was just talking about with coaching, trail guides, sponsorship. Get involved. I mean, just look at your pictures. I mean, everyone looks so happy. It's amazing. They are. It's
So
like
happy.
it's like the natural, authentic. Like I'm out here kicking butt.
These are not
smiles,
stock
too.
photos. These are
I
real.
know.
They're legit.
It's amazing. I love it. So we went over team training and also special events. Can we talk a little bit about those as
Yeah.
well? Because those are super
Absolutely.
fun too. I'm a big skier, so I love that that's your first like yay, people are out there skiing. So you have upcoming events here. So you have the whitewater rafting trip, which we briefly talked about. That's coming up June 21st. Crested Butte is already sold out.
Yeah, it is.
How long-
That sold
that's
out in
a-
like 2 hours.
I was gonna say-
3 hours.
Less than,
It
4
was
hours.
so fast.
That is, are you thinking possibly to do another group like that? Maybe
No,
no.
that one is-
Okay,
That one is really hard to.
that's
a lot of
long
coordination,
thing,
It's
right?
to do that
a
one.
logistical nightmare, and
It
so
is.
we had
Okay.
our we had Kelly and Michelle who are on our board. They did a trial run last year for it to see if we could make it happen, and they have put in a lot of hours to plan that, and it's going to be it's going to be such a fun event, and I hope we can be able to do it again maybe next year. We'll see.
But we'll have to give advance warning so people can be ready to hit.
And what it is, you're just doing a beautiful hike right at peak wildflower season up in the mountains. And it's just like the most picturesque Colorado scene that you could possibly think of. And it's just really beautiful.
And this is it's Crested Butte to Aspen.
Mm-hmm.
How long is that? How many miles?
12.4. I think.
Yeah.
And you have to have a permit to do it.
Okay.
One way? Yeah, it's one way. So of course you have to plan lodging before in one place, lodging in the end. So
and dropping off. What's great about this, so you're gonna see 12.6 or whatever miles. Yikes! People can see that. Here's the thing though, is that we have so many events and stuff that we're doing that are even free, that if that were to be a goal that you would have, come to all of our free events and get your body moving, and you could absolutely do that. Right. I mean, this is really, you don't have to be hardcore. The women that are going, I mean, we're sold out now, but they're women that have put in the time to come and adventure with us, and they have built their own strength. So, you know, you don't have to have a 6-pack to be able to go hike that. It's just
you
fun.
Just need water and snacks.
And the preparation, and women are doing the preparation with us right now for that event.
Need prep for that? Oh.
They're prepping by coming to our events on the weekends.
I don't do prep. I'm throwing myself under the bus this entire time.
This may not be a good one for you.
I just show up. That's literally what I was going to do this weekend. I haven't worked out and done stairs for a hot minute, like 6 months to a year. And I'm like, I'm going to go do Manitou because that's the type of person I am. Because I'm like, I can do this.
You still can.
Exactly. Women, you can do this. So we have the whitewater rafting trip, which is June 21st. That's coming up pretty quick in about 3 weeks. And then the Mount Bierstadt. I know Josh has a love-hate with Mount Bierstadt. That is coming up August 16th, and you can still register for that. That is an amazing 14er here in Colorado. Mm-hmm. So for those of you that are still looking for this type of stuff, it's so fun. And I wanted to go to the free events too. Can we do that as well? So for those of you that are dipping your toe. I love this. You have a great quote. Life is either a daring adventure or nothing, from Helen Keller. You gotta love it.
I love Helen Keller.
I know.
I mean,
yes.
Can she write a blog post for us? You would be great.
I think you're really wonderful. And these look bigger. Is that a good? Yes. How big are these groups usually on the free events?
We're capping it basically about at 16. And so it really varies depending on the week and the activity. And of course, some activities you'll have to have it be less people, just depending on permit situations for groups and the events. But it's the same exact premise. We want to get women together. We want to get them moving. All of these free events are very, very casual. Okay, this is a show up as you are, no makeup, sweats, messy bun.
Snacks and water.
Perfect. We just want your body there to move. That's all. And we switch every single week, just trying to get you to try something new and to move. And so those rotate between paddleboarding and snowshoeing and kayaking and trail running / jogging, walking,
eating snacks, looking for sheep that weren't there. Yeah.
Looking for sheep. I love it. Who can spot
Waterton Canyon.
We
cannot find the sheep there.
I've never seen one there, and I'm there a lot.
I know.
Okay. It is
I don't
there.
believe rattlesnakes, yes.
Okay.
Sheep, no.
This is the adventure. We just want you to go out and try something new. And Anne and I have put in a ton of time, same with a lot of other women, just learning all the trails around here and just helping women explore, because it's just fun.
It is fun.
It's really fun. And great conversations happen on the trail. And we talk about this is all for your mental health. Yes, it is. And that connection part, though, talking with a woman while you're hiking and walking, that is such an important part of healing and of feeling connected to others. And that's the magic that happens.
I've learned there's something about being next to somebody and being able to just have diarrhea of your mouth that you wouldn't if you were looking at them eye to eye. I don't know what it is, but there's something about just being side by side. Yeah, you feel more comfortable sharing stories like Kaylene's, stories like we've heard that.
Completely.
Yeah.
And you're outside and you feel kind of, at least I do, it's like, oh, there's no pressure of whatever I say. It's really relaxed. It's like, it's great. This is my friend. So tomorrow, I have to shout this out because this event is tomorrow, which is really cool. So for all of you women that want something to do tomorrow outside, Chatfield State Park, which is in Littleton, there are 7 spots left to go paddleboarding and kayaking.
And
Sorry,
it's
this
free.
is more kayaking. And it's free.
free.
And it's going to be a beautiful day, too.
It's going to be
Finally.
gorgeous. Okay, people. womensadventureclub.org. Go to the free events and you can go tomorrow morning. It's 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. at Chatfield State Park for kayaking and paddleboards. Do you have to bring your own stuff or do you have?
You
do.
Yep.
Okay.
So, and bring your own life vest because we will kick you out if you're not being safe like that.
Awesome.
No one is allowed to die tomorrow. That is not going to happen.
Bring your stuff, meet some more women. You do have to RSVP. There are only 7 spots left. So if you're listening to this going, I have nothing to do tomorrow, now you do. Get out of bed at 8 a.m. Get up at actually like 6 or 7. Get your stuff and go paddleboarding. That sounds really nice.
I got to do a shout out to the ladies who lead these free events because we haven't talked about them, but we have a whole team of Trail Guide volunteers. And these are women who have stepped up this year that said, hey, I want to lead events. I'm going to give up my time, my Saturdays for free to help make other women feel amazing about their bodies and help lead them around or lead them on these adventures. And we are so grateful to the women who've committed to that, who've stayed with us. It's a lot of work, putting together all these events and we love doing it. And we are so grateful for those that to help with that. And that if any listeners, if you resonate with wanting to empower women and wanting to get them outside and you're experiencing that, please sign up and be one of our trail guides. We would love to add you to our list of women because we love working with amazing women.
And it's the same place where the coaching information is, right? On the website.
Yep. On the About Us, there's, you could be a trail guide. You can apply to do that. You can learn all about our program. If you're looking for a way to give back and to volunteer, we would love to have you as part of our organization.
And if you have any questions, you can shoot either of us an email. Be happy to answer.
Awesome. I was curious on the age group. Is there a certain age that you have to be?
No.
Okay, cool. You can be a teen and be doing this.
I would say 18 plus.
18 plus. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good.
Yeah.
I love
Please
it.
come. We have women in their 70s. We have women in their 20s. I don't have any teens, but
no, that would be a first.
That would be a first, but yeah, we have women. It's truly women of all ages, women of all walks of life, and it is one of the coolest things to be part of just coming, where women come expecting to lift each other up and to be kind. There's no cattiness. There's no. It's just awesome. It's women doing what they do best. It's just
nice.
Empowering other women.
Getting a break out of the house, enjoying fresh air, enjoying good company. That's what we want to do on a Saturday morning, right?
Yes, please.
Yes, please.
Yes, please. I am curious, out of all the different adventures that you all either offer or that you have personally done, what is your favorite?
Oh,
I know. You have a lot of cool ones. This one would be kind of hard.
What's it going to be, Anne?
I don't know. I mean, I enjoyed our first training group. I think you and I dual coached a 5K group. Like that wasn't one singular adventure. I think it's like collaborative, like just 10 weeks of just getting to know these women and seeing them develop and change and get strong and go from, I don't think I can do this to like, oh my gosh, I did this 5K and being so excited for them at the finish. Like to me, that was my favorite adventure, is leading them through that process.
Love that. And when was this?
That was a year ago.
It was last April.
Yeah, April to June.
Okay.
Yeah, they did the Boulder Reservoir 5K, I think.
Those girls are still doing our training programs.
They are.
They're just bouncing from different program to program. It's like once they come in, they stay, and it's awesome. And they just keep doing different ones. They keep picking it.
I know.
It's
I love
really
it.
Nice. Yeah, once you get the taste of how amazing it is, you want more of it. Right?
Yeah.
And like I said earlier, they love to see each other again at these. You're in this training club again. Great. I can't wait. To see you on the trail every day or every Saturday or Sunday, depending on the training program.
Nice. So the 5K, Kaylene, what would be yours?
I'll do a different one, but I do have to resonate a little bit with Anne because there is just something so fun about seeing a group of women who are strangers, who don't know each other, who are a little bit freaked out, show up and you just watch them grow in so many different ways.
Mhm.
I love being a part of that coaching process. It is so fun. But on the other end, there is my favorite event. I'm going back to the beginning, Anne.
Oh.
April 2023, Waterton Canyon. It was
with the mud.
the mud and the
Oh my
blizzard. Oh my gosh.
Oh,
So
And no sheep.
no sheep. There's never any sheep there.
No.
So that was an event that I was hosting, and it was still, I was really new at this, and it was the night before. The weather did not look good, but nobody was canceling their RSVPs. And I was like, dang it. I'm like, please, people just cancel. Like, I don't want to go in that weather. But like, I was still really new at this. I didn't know the ladies very well. I'm like, crap, if nobody cancels, then I have to do
You have to
it.
show
And
up.
so the morning of, nobody had still canceled. So I'm like, okay, I guess I'm going. So I drove over out to Waterton Canyon, and we had a huge group.
Yeah.
It was like, what, 15? I
I'm
don't know.
going to say 12,
12?
at least 12.
There was a
in
lot,
that
and it
group.
was snowing like crazy. I think it was like 21 degrees outside. It was so cold.
It was beautiful, though.
Oh.
It was beautiful.
It was one of those things
that
where
is
like
the epitome of a silver
just
lining.
starting to get out and just starting to move my body, and then getting myself to do it in
Yes.
such cold weather. But where everyone else was like, we're going to do it. And I would never do it on my own. Never in a
No.
million years would I do that on my own. But we were just jogging, and we just kept jogging together. And that for me was a big turning point, because I was like, oh, I can do hard things if I have other women with me. And I think that lesson has stayed with me this whole time of like, I can keep doing hard things if I keep my, support network with me. And that was such a fun event
It was.
afterwards.
So messy.
It was so muddy.
I'll have to send you guys a picture of my
It's true.
pants. I was muddy from the knees
I
down.
stepped in a huge
Nice.
puddle of water right at the beginning. I was like, I might have to cut off my toes after this, but it was still worth it. I still have my toes, and
You always make it.
I always make it through. It was really fun.
I absolutely love it.
Yeah.
It is in those moments against like, am I really doing this?
Yeah.
Sure are.
I guess I am.
Because you have your support system.
Yeah.
I love it. There's one other quote that's on here, and this is your quote, Kaylene. There is hope even when your brain tells you there isn't. And we're curious why you chose that.
I think a lot of times women get stuck in their own minds, and it's hard enough that we don't talk about mental health that you just feel like there is no hope. And that's where I was at. That's when, a couple years ago, that's where I thought the only escape I could conceive was harming myself, harming my children, ending up in prison, or running away. I couldn't find a way out. And I think there needs to be a way for us to say, no, there is hope out there. There is a way out. If you're stuck in something really hard, you can get help. And we are not the medical field, and we are not replacing that in any way. And we are not therapists. We are not replacing that in any way. But we also want to be an aid to women who are struggling with mental health. We want to be able to be a resource where those women can go and just talk and just have friends and move their body. We all know science knows that sunshine helps with your brain, right? And movement helps with your brain. Those endorphins, the serotonin, all these things are healthy for your brain. And doctors say you need to do that, but doing that on your own is really, 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 really hard. So just letting women know that there is hope. You can get out of it. This whole experience for me really motivated me to start a blog, which is also on our website, of just thinking, you know what? When I first shared my story of me struggling, I had several women go up to me and say, your story is exactly the same as my story. I was like, what? Because I thought I was the only one, and you were not the only one. Whatever you're struggling with, you were not alone. And that's one thing I really wanted to do with our blog. It's called Hey Girl, I've Been There Too. And that's where our members can just share their life experiences to help other women know, hey, if you're going through something really hard, you're not the only one. There is hope when your mind tells you that there isn't. It's there. There is a light at the end of the tunnel. Let us help you through it.
I'm going to shift a little. I love this question, especially with women who have achieved, just when you get through it, when you get through it. And then it's this like high, wonderful pink cloud that you get to be on. So, Anne, I wanted to ask you, if you could tell yourself something that you know now that you wish you would have known 20 years ago,
Gosh.
what would it be?
That it'll be okay. Whatever feels stressful, whatever feels scary, is that you always make it through. There's always a way, by using friends, by using family, by using your immediate family in your household, that there's always a way to succeed and get past your mental struggles. Absolutely.
I love it. Kaylene, same question.
There's no shame in struggling.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's just a hard thing that really paralyzed me, where I just felt like I couldn't ever say I was really struggling. I don't know. I just think there's no shame in it. There's no shame in really feeling awful about yourself. It's something that everyone goes through at some point in their life, and there's no shame in asking for help. In fact, it's a good thing. Honestly, I remember I was on the phone with the, I guess the dispatcher is the right name for the mental health hotline. And they were asking me, if you have these feelings start coming again, will you call 911 immediately? And I told her, no, I would never do that. And that started a conversation with her. She's like, why wouldn't you do that? I said, I could never do that because I can't let them know. I can't let them know my thoughts, because then seems silly, but it's like, I'll get put in prison and I'll never see my kids again. And she was telling me, no, if you don't act on it, we're going to get you the help you need. There's no shame in it. But for me in that time, I was so deep in being embarrassed with my mental state that I felt like I couldn't ask for help. And I wish I would have known to ask for help sooner. I really wish I would have known that I could have just said, hey, this is what I'm thinking, please help. But I was
that's
too
what
scared.
the group is there for, is that you can, if somebody was to come to the group and say these things, then we would immediately say, let's try to guide you toward a professional, and also commiserate as well, because as you said, you didn't realize how many women were in that same position as you until you actually said it out loud. Did you feel the shame just melt away when you did that?
I had that with one specific experience. We were on a hike. Where were we? Lincoln Meadows, maybe? Anyway, it was an amazing hike. And I was walking with someone who's actually a therapist. And we were talking, and I was sharing about, what was it? Oh, there was a very specific intrusive thought that I've had a ton since I had kids. And I was like, you know what? I think I'm going to tell her about it because I'm still kind of struggling with it. So I told her about it. And the intrusive thought that I had was, anytime I walked by stairs, I had this thought that would just say, throw your baby down the stairs, throw your baby down the stairs. And it terrified me. And so for years, whenever I walked by the stairs, I'd always shift my baby to the opposite side away from it and just be like, don't ever react on it. Don't listen to it. And I was telling her about it. She goes, oh my gosh, I get this all the time as a therapist. I was like, what? What? And I had been holding on to that for years, not wanting to ever say anything. And she's like, oh, that's just another Tuesday. I get it all the time. And I was like, what? I was like, you know what? You hear it all the time, but I don't. Women need to talk about this so that they know it's okay to talk about this. No, and that was the time where I was like, oh, that is a burden off of my back. That I was like, I shouldn't have had to hold on to that for so long. Completely. And that is totally fixable. That is not who you are as a mom. If you think that way, you're fine.
That was my other question actually for you both, is how has this shifted in how you are a parent or how you are as a spouse through kind of specifically the Women's Adventure Club?
Oh, wow. I mean, I feel like having weekly and bi-weekly meetups with the group is kind of like its own therapy session, where it's like, my kid's been doing XYZ, or, I'm really struggling with this at home. And then other women are like, oh yeah, I had something similar with my son, so I did this. So it's kind of it's helped me have a sounding board, where I feel like before I moved here, I didn't really have that. So it was just kind of similar to Kaylene, just Googling stuff like, is it normal for your 4-year-old to do this?
It never is. They're all weird.
Sticking blueberries up their nose is kind of normal.
Yes. Anything.
Parent of a kid.
So for me, I feel like it has helped me approach more delicate situations as a mom by having these sounding boards to help me, is this a good idea? Is this not a good idea? And I really love that. I appreciate that of the group. And so thank you for making that post. Appreciate it.
Same question, Kaylene. Has it shifted with how you are as their and or spouse and with your kiddos?
The Women's Adventure Club has made me extremely grateful for my spouse. And this may not be the direct answer of what you're looking for, but I will say the only reason why the Adventure Club exists is because I had a husband who said, I see the value of you getting outside away from us, getting outside, and I'm going to push you to keep doing it. And so the person who's been holding down the fort for 3 young kids for 2 years now, about every Saturday, is my husband. And that has been really helpful to me. And it's been a big sacrifice on him to do all the birthday parties and all the soccer tournaments and all that. He's doing all of it, Saturdays and then trainings on Sundays. I mean, he's been really holding down the fort a lot for us to be able to build this organization into what it is. And that just makes me love him so much more because he's a sexy beast. I love him. He's amazing. He's so cool. But I'm really grateful that he has been able to rise up to support my mental health in this way. And so I guess us creating, it hasn't just been me. It's been Anne. It's been Michelle. It's been Kelly. It's been my husband, Fernando, all working together to build this to help our own family. Because it does help our family a lot. I'm much more present as a mother as I was before. And the fact that I can hold my kids at night in bed, I truly could not do that for a very, very long time. I could not lay down in my bed and hold my son. It would cause a panic attack. I could not be touched. And the fact that I can now do that, I attribute to my husband watching my kids without complaint, as he's the husband. Yes, it's his kids too, but being very supportive, saying, yes, go out there, be with those women, build the organization, help other people because it helps you too. And I don't know, that's just been really good.
Well,
for
a
our
huge
family.
shout out to your husband to be
He's
that
awesome.
supportive. Go Fernando, go.
Yeah, he's amazing, you guys.
That's amazing.
He's
That is
amazing.
amazing to have that kind of support.
Yeah.
What do you see in the next year? What are your hopes and goals? We'll start with the next year and then you can elaborate if you want to go into the next 2 years or maybe 5 years.
Yeah. Well, Sarah, you started out talking a little bit about the tank event that we did, right? That for us was a really big deal to get selected to be on that. Because again, we've been a nonprofit for 1 year.
Right.
Most nonprofits that have been around for 1 year, you don't really pay any attention to until they've been around for 5, at least is what it just seems like. A lot of times people just don't really pay much attention to. So the fact that we got selected was a big honor and we were really excited about that. And we used that as pretty much as a launch pad. Ever since we were able to share what we were doing, we've been able to get a lot of community support because as an organization right now, we're completely volunteer led, which is wonderful and awesome. And we love being able to do that. We want to reach more women. And to do that, we need to be a staffed organization. That's where we're headed. That's where we're going in this next year, is to really start securing that funding with grants and sponsorships to be able to get a full staff on and to be able to add other things to help women. One thing that I have been wanting to do for over a year that I cannot wait to launch is I want to do mental health seminars for our members. And what this looks like is I'd love to be able to have it be maybe once a quarter, maybe more, maybe less, but I want us to be able to gather our members together and discuss different aspects of women's mental health, where we can have a panel of professionals and we could just talk about it. Because as it stands right now, we are doing something for mental health. We're getting them to move their bodies and to socialize and do that. But wouldn't it be even better if we can educate them on it so that they can be able to recognize if they're struggling, if their sister's struggling, if their mom is struggling, how to help. So that's a whole nother aspect I want us to be able to bring on board. And as we get these grants and get these sponsorships going, that's something we can definitely be able to branch into and add.
I love it. I love the education piece too. That's great. And you talked about possibly bringing in a group for the guys at some point. So I don't know if that is floating around in your brain, but
that is a cool idea for later.
Okay. Sounds great. We'll table it.
One step at a time,
Yeah,
right?
one step at a time.
I like the mental health aspect, of course, because that's your journey, and to bring in, the education piece is really big. Here are the signs. Here's what to look for.
Because so much of what I went through, oh my gosh, had I just been educated, I would have known ooh, I need a therapist right now.
Exactly.
But I didn't know.
Exactly.
And I was we need women to just have it be common knowledge.
For sure.
That if you're having nightmares the day your child is born. Hello, PTSD nightmares. That is what that is.
So much of our, I'm going to get on my soapbox, so I'm just going to do it. So much of addiction and alcoholism and mental health and all of this stuff isn't talked about. And it has become a huge freaking pandemic, and it drives me crazy. This is my soapbox. I'm so sorry. Because I have these conversations literally weekly with other people that are like, here's what we went through because we weren't educated. Why?
Yeah.
It's why everyone in their life is depressed. You go through a moment that makes you feel whatever it is. You go through trauma is a very normal thing in life. So is happiness and joy and peace and love. Why aren't we talking about all of these different things? And to know that there is help available. And it almost always is reaching out to someone who is educated, but it's the support system. It also is to say, you're not alone. If someone would have told me that years ago, to say what you're feeling, you're okay. Like that really had a moment with me. I wish someone would have told me that. Like what you're feeling, it's okay. And there are other people who have gone through this. So I hope that gets launched, and however that looks, I'm very excited for you.
Thank you.
Anne, how is your vision in the next year to
expand the programs, which we are looking forward to doing. We've learned that this group is a very hardy bunch that will be willing to train all year. We tried to not do a winter sesh.
We didn't know if it would work out.
And it did.
Like we did a 10K that started in January, a 10K program. And we were like, I don't know if they're going to sign up. But
first one, they couldn't meet up because it was like 3 degrees.
No. Hold on.
They met up at her house.
We met up at my house, and I made everybody do a buddy worckout in my basement. Yeah. So we still had fun. It was
awesome.
But yeah, it was.
We didn't meet up outside.
It was during that Arctic blast or whatever, that crazy weather. But they did. They came. We're like, okay.
Nice.
So it'd be nice to expand our programming into some, as you say, winter sports, like into some winter sports, like maybe some cross-country skiing training. Like, wouldn't that be fun?
Yes.
Yes, I know.
Get some big snowshoe programs going.
Some snowshoe, like yoga. Like in my mind is like just the amount of programs that we've gone from one year to the next has tripled. And
I mean, we did 5K and Manitou Incline last year, and that's it. And now this year it's 5K, 10K, Manitou Incline, Peak Pursuit, Sprint Triathlon, road biking, and mountain biking program. I mean, isn't that just crazy?
Yeah.
Yes.
Like
that's such a huge tribute to you guys.
I know. So now it's like, where can we go next?
Exactly.
So I'm hoping people reach out to say like, hey, I have a certification in yoga. Like, what can I do to help? Like that would be super amazing. So I would love to keep going.
The other thing with that, so what we're trying to attract women that are just sitting on their couch at home. If you are sitting on your couch at home, come please to our training program. We want you. Okay. Yes. That is who we want. The women that are really struggling, that need help, please come. And then as we are growing, we are starting at very, very basic beginner level. So there's nothing intimidating at all about joining. We want our programs to grow with you so that as you are able to do a 5K, you do your first 5K. Awesome. You want to do a 10K? Do it with us. You want to do a half marathon? Absolutely. A marathon? Yes. Like we want to be able to have these beginner, intermediate, advanced to just grow with you as you learn and explore and just want to adventure more with the gal pals that you make.
And also maintain beginner programs for our newer members at the same time. So having all these simultaneous growth at the same time.
Where you're with the same people over and over again, doing all these fun things. I mean, that's what we want.
Yeah, that's where it's headed.
I absolutely love it. Thank you gals so much for coming in. And I can't wait to join and to be involved in this. And maybe, I'm sure I will fall over a few times, which will be on a reel, which will be hilarious. Like
I'm the queen of falling. So.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you told me, and you have, sorry, I'm going to out you.
Yeah.
You've puked a couple times going up the Manitou.
5?
Yeah. If you can puke more than 5 times going up the Manitou Incline, I will give you a trophy because right now I am the champion. So.
That is amazing.
It was
and
green.
You kept going.
Yeah. And you kept going.
That's crazy.
That's what
I'm out of here.
Dang. Exactly.
So.
You puke, you keep going.
You just keep on going.
I mean, that is it. Well, you guys, yes, you ladies have to definitely come back. For those of you that joined in a little bit late, no worries. This will be on Facebook for a full month, and please watch it the entire thing because you just have to know about all of these cool things. Free events, special events, team training, the whole thing. womensadventureclub.org. And you can go to contact us if you want to get involved. Like Kaylene just said, if you're listening to this and watching it going, I have nothing to do tomorrow. Boy, I wish I was going outside. Do it. Go
Now
to
you have something to
Littleton
do.
and go kayaking. And
I will
go
be
meet
there.
Some really
I will
cool,
be there tomorrow.
Yay,
come hang out
come-
with me. Come
Come meet
paddleboard.
Kaylene and paddleboard and go side by side and be like, you know what? I'm a mom. I struggle too. Because the struggle is real, ladies. The struggle is real. Again, Women's Adventure Club. We've had Kaylene and Anne with us. This has been such a treat. Thank you both for coming in.
No, thank you.
Sarah.
I appreciate it.
Absolutely. This has been I've been so jazzed about this partnership. So thank you. Anything else real quick before we sign off that we missed?
One thing.
Yes.
This is not a moms only club.
Okay.
Anyone who identifies as a woman, please come. Okay. You could be retired. You could be single. You don't have to have had children. I know we get that question a lot just because my story is all about postpartum. But if you identify as a woman, we want you.
Awesome.
So, yeah.
No kids or not.
Yep. Doesn't matter.
Come and have fun with
come.
the gals.
Yeah.
Come as
I
you are.
Yeah.
love it. Yeah, exactly. I love it. Well, sorry, Josh. We kind of womened out a little bit.
I liked it. I liked listening. It's great.
Okay.
And, I'm looking forward to you going out there. And then
I
I
am
think we're
too.
going to try to get our videographer up there too to make sure that everything's filmed and we can get some good footage of you falling and puking and Sarah, whatever you're going to be doing.
Sounds awesome.
You can hold my hair back for me.
Falling
There you
sounds
go.
good. Paddleboarding, I would be falling. Yeah, that's hard. And so much fun too. I love it.
Definitely. Well, thank you very much. We really look forward to a long partnership right here and having you guys in quite a few times for interviews and everything like that. So we love talking with you. You've been listening to an interview on K4CO Radio, Women's Adventure Club, womensadventureclub.org. Definitely check them out. Do stay listening because at 7 o'clock in less than a half hour, we have one solid hour of only Colorado artists in the K4CO rotation. So happy Friday, everybody. Thank you very much. Have a great weekend. And keep listening. So check it out. Women's Adventure